actually, in physics and atmospheric science at the University of Michigan. And I'm also this year the president of the Graduate Employees Organization. We're a labor union representing almost 2,000 graduate students employed in various facets of instruction at the U of M. There are now close to 50 labor unions and labor union organizing drives like ours at universities and state university systems across the US and a bunch in Canada. And it's been a big year. So I'll start actually a little bit more than a year ago. At this time last year, the Graduate Teaching Fellows Federation at the University of Oregon had just come off the end of a historic 8-day strike, negotiating their employment contract. They won for the first time at the University of Oregon a hardship fund to pay for medical and parental leave for graduate student employees. This one you might have heard about. In August, Missouri University Mizzou announced that they would cancel health insurance for their graduate students. On very short notice, the grads there organized, they held a forum, and then a rally and a walkout, and got their health insurance reinstated, and they're on their way to having a seat at the table so that things like this can't happen to them again in the future without their being consulted. And in October, postdocs across the University of California system finished bargaining a new contract. They won, among other things, important progress towards subsidies and support for childcare for postdocs with children, like we were just hearing about, an important issue for early career scientists, and also due process and some job security rights. Importantly, a rule that prohibits the firing of international postdocs just for being caught out of the country when they have visa issues. Right? So there are lots more examples, but what all of these have in common is that collective action won some real material gains that made a difference in people's lives. Right? So these are all bread and butter labor union collective bargaining issues, but they're also social justice issues in our profession, right? Especially in the sciences. So I talked a little bit about parental leave and childcare support, and those are the types of things that can really help to reduce the disruptive impact that having children can have. For scientists, that's a disruptive impact that falls disproportionately on women, can push them out of the scientific workforce. That's a social justice issue. Just having a living wage and a decent health insurance plan provides a degree of stability that's really most important for first-generation students, those from poor families, and Black and Hispanic scientists who tend to have, in the United States by a huge degree, fewer resources to fall back on in an emergency, right? Less family wealth. So that degree of stability is really important. And then I mentioned the visa issue, but job security is really crucial for international scientists. The combination of cultural isolation and depending on a PI for your visa status really makes these folks a lot more vulnerable to harassment and discrimination, overwork, really awful conditions. So far these are all contract issues, but organized scientists can make a difference outside the contract too. Slides are out of order. We can push for better sexual assault and harassment policies at our universities. We can push for more equitable admissions policies, including an end to the practice of triaging PhD admissions using GRE cutoffs, which is known to increase the racial gap in PhD cohorts. You probably heard about all of this at Mizzou later in the fall. The football team, if you didn't hear, went on strike to try to improve the racial climate at Missouri University. What you might not have heard is that group of graduate students that was organized to save their health insurance was behind the football team when they did this. So all of this is just to say that we can make a difference with a little bit of courage and some collective action. And so I want to invite you to get involved, to get organized, to get active, to help make things a little bit better. Solidarity.
Okay.